I'm R. Sucharita, Government Degree College, Khairatabad, Hyderabad, Department of English. A warm welcome to the students of BA, BSc, BCom first year. Today we are going to do conversation on page number 117 from your textbook, that is second semester. On page number 117 you find conversation, that is a request. How to make a request? So when we are asking someone for something, we need to be polite and courteous. In the English language, requests are made in the form of questions, and we use modal auxiliaries such as can, could, will, would, may, might to frame them. We also use the words please, sorry, and thank you when we make or respond to requests. So, when you want something, then when you are asking for something, how you should be or how we should be, we need to be very polite and we need to be courteous, especially in the English language. Requests are made in the form of questions. The requests which you are making, they should be made in the form of questions, and we use modal auxiliaries. So what are these modal auxiliaries? So these modal auxiliaries are can, could, will, would, may, might. All these are called as modal auxiliaries, which are very, very helpful in order to make polite request, especially. Okay. So for example, he gave you can. So how do you make a question with can? Can you do me a favor, please? Can you lend me your pen? So these are the polite requests that we make with the word can. And in the same way, could is could you please tell me the way to go to that place? So like that, we can make polite requests with modal auxiliaries, the words such as can, could, will, would, and then may and might. So all these words, they are very helpful to in order to frame polite requests. So we also use the words please. So I'll ask, please give me your pen, or please share that useful post to me, or sorry, I'm late. So the words please, sorry, and thank you when we make or respond to requests. So when you want to make requests or when you want to respond, so these are the three words that you use, which are very, very important in your day-to-day life. Every day we use these three words. Please give me your book, or please show me the way to go to Maritpalli, or sorry, I'm late. Thank you for the things which are done. So these three words are very useful in order to make a request. So how do you make a request? Making a request, there are so many sentences in English. May I borrow your pen, please? Please. So please focus on the word please. May I borrow your pen, please? Could I borrow your pen, please? Would you mind lending me your pen, please? Would you be so kind as to lend me your pen, please? Could you please do me a favor? Can you do me a favor, please? I was wondering if you could do me a favor. Will you please come with me to the doctor? Do you think you could possibly come with me to the doctor? So all these words, they are used in order to make a request. So may is the word, may, could, would, could, can, will, all these are the modal auxiliaries which you use in order to make requests. So once again, I'm going to read these sentences. So, just in order to ask a pen, you can make in so many ways. May I borrow your pen, please? Could I borrow your pen, please? Would you mind lending me your pen, please? Would you be so kind as to lend me your pen, please? Could you please do me a favor? Can you do me a favor, please? I was wondering if you could do me a favor. Will you please come with me to the doctor? Do you think you could possibly come with me to the doctor? So, would you and could you are more polite and formal than will you. So, instead of using the word, you can use would you or could you. So, these would you and could you are the more polite and formal words which you use in order to make requests. And can you. So, indirect requests such as I wonder if you could lend me your pen are more formal than direct requests such as could you lend me your pen? Adding expressions such as I'm sorry to bother you, but to a request makes them more polite. Okay, so you have to learn such expressions, and adding these expressions such as I'm sorry to bother you, but so please can I have your book. So that's the way you add your expressions. I'm sorry to bother you to a request makes them more polite. So politeness and being courteous are the most important qualities of a literate person. Okay. Then agreeing to a request. May I borrow your pen, please? Yes, of course. You can say if others ask you, may I borrow your pen, please? You can answer them or you can agree to their request by answering them. Yes, of course. Yes, please do. Certainly. Sure, no problem. So, yes, of course, yes, please do, certainly, sure, no problem. All these are the expressions in order to agree to a request. Then the second request is, would you mind lending me your pen, please? Not at all. So these are the expressions. Then, can you do me a favor, please? Of course, by all means. Will you please come with me to the doctor? Sure, I'd be glad to help. So, these are the responses, the polite responses that are made when you agree to a request. And how to decline a request. Declining a request also we have to learn. May I borrow your pen, please? If that is the request, no, I'm sorry, I need it. So, in that way, you can decline it. Okay, no. So, your declining also should be in a polite manner. No, I'm sorry, I need it. Could you lend me your pen, please? Then, how will you decline? I wish I could have, but I don't have it with me. I wish I could have, but I don't have it with me. Then, Would you mind lending me your pen, please? So, if such a request is made, I'm afraid I can't. So, in this way, also, you can decline you can decline the request that is made to you. I'm afraid I can't. Could you please tell me the way to the station? I'm afraid I don't know. I'm sorry. That is the way how you decline. If you don't know the way to the station, could you please tell me to the way to the station? I'm afraid I don't know. I'm sorry. Will you please come with me to the doctor? So, how you are going to decline this request? I'm sorry, I can't. I'm very busy today. I'm sorry, I can't. I'm very busy today. Okay. So, if a request is framed as would you mind, you can respond positively using the expression not at all, which means I do not mind. So, there's the note, would you mind? So, if they say, you can use the expression not at all. And when refusing a request, no, I'm sorry, it is considered polite to give a short explanation for denying the request. So, when you want to refuse the request, no, I'm sorry, it is considered very polite to give a short explanation for denying the request. You can use I need it, I don't have it with me, I'm very busy today. So, with these expressions, you can refuse a request. Then, I'm afraid is an expression used to politely introduce bad news or disagreement. If there is any bad news or if there is any disagreement, then you can use the expression that is, I'm afraid. So, I'm afraid is it is an expression which is politely introduced. Okay. Then, based on the hints given, frame a polite request as well as a polite response. So, the first one is number A, that is dash. Help me with my homework. In the dash, what is the polite request that you are going to fill it up? You can say, would you please help me with my homework? Then, in the negative response, I'm sorry, I can't. I got some urgent work. So, this is the negative response. I'm sorry, I can't. I got some urgent work. These are on page number 119 in your textbook. Please observe and write down. So, number 2 is A. Number 2A dash helping me with my homework. So, what will you fill up in the dash? You have to fill up with would you mind helping me with my homework? And the positive response is I do not mind, oblique, not at all. You can write the positive response as I do not mind, or put an oblique and write down not at all. So, like this, you can write the positive response. And number 3, A, will dash your car. What will you write in the blank? Will dash your car. So, it is please give me your car. Then, in the negative response, that is B, how will you write? So, you can write no, I'm sorry, I need it. No, I'm sorry, no, comma, I'm sorry, comma, I need it. Full stop. So that is the way how you give your negative response. Then the fourth one, A bit. Do you dash lend me your car? Do you dash lend me your car? Do you mind to? It is. So in the blank you have to write down mind, mind, to. Do you mind to lend me your car? Please. And there is a dash and a question mark. In that blank you have to write down please. Then the B, positive. How will you give the positive response? You have to write in that blank as I wish I could have, but I don't have with me now. I wish I could have, but I don't have with me now. That is the way how you give your positive response. Then the last one. These boxes are too heavy. And there is a blank. There is a big blank. 5A. How do you fill it up? So you have to fill it up by writing, could you please help me to carry them? Could you please help me to carry them? That is the way how you fill that blank. Then B, how do you give the negative response? When it is negative, you have to respond like this. I'm sorry, I can't. I'm very busy now. I'm sorry, I can't. Sorry. I'm sorry, comma, I can't. I'm very busy now. So that is the way how you fill that blank. So with this we have completed that is conversation requests. Now we are going to do formal letters. So formal letters is on page number 135. Okay, it is on page number 135 in your textbook. So how we are going to write formal letters, we are going to learn. So excuse me. So writing formal letters. You learn how to write informal letters in the previous lesson. We shall now take a look at the formal letter. These deal with affairs of official and public nature. For instance, a letter to a government official, a newspaper editor, a college principal, and so on. So we have learned how to write informal letters in the previous lesson. How to write informal letters we have done. Now we shall take a look at the formal letter, how to write a formal letter. So they will be especially formal letters means they are official and they are of public nature, and especially these letters they are written to government officials and they are written to newspaper editors and college principal, managers, or the boss of that particular organization, and so on. So there is the block format. The block format is preferred modern style for writing formal letters. How to write a formal letter, especially of modern style, that is block format. So how you are going to do it, that we are going to learn. So all the entries align to the left margin. So in our days we would write to the right hand corner. So we would write first date 17th February, 1990. Then after 1990 again we would put a comma and write Hyderabad full stop. Now you need not write like that. Now according to the modern style, everything should be written at the left hand side only. So that is called as block format, and it is preferred as modern style for writing formal letters. All the entries they should be aligned at the left hand margin. Now, the various forms or parts of a formal letter. How to write a formal letter we are going to do. So, the first one is sender's address. So, when you write the sender's address, the address of the sender is placed on the top left corner of the page. So, the top left corner of the page, you have to write the sender's address. Now, you can see on the slide. So, it is to the left side. Okay. So, write down the sender's address. Senders on the top left corner of the page. Then the address is not punctuated in current practice. No need of writing punctuations. Okay. The sender's address is omitted when the official letters are written on company letterheads. So, if you have company letterheads, then there's no need of writing the company's address again, because already you are addressing on the letterhead of the company. Okay, so here you can see better. Now see here, this is the sender's address. M. Sharath, 3rd BSc MPC, roll number is so and so, Government Degree College, Vanaparthi. So this is the sender's address. So you are not seeing any punctuations here. After M. Sharath there is no comma, or after the roll number there is no comma, after Government Degree College there is no comma. Vanaparthi. Just without writing punctuations, only after 3rd BSc, that too MPC is written in the bracket, there's a comma there. Okay, so no need of writing punctuations, just write the sender's address. So, this is the first part of your formal letter. And then comes the date. You can see the date clearly here. So 15th April 2016. So after 15th April there is no comma. They have just written after Vanaparthi, just leave one finger space and then write your date. Okay, 15th April 2016. So like that you have to write down, and after writing your date, everything is coming at the left hand side of your page, so that you have to observe. And then after writing this, you have to leave a little space, that is one finger space, and then write down to whom you are writing, or to whom you are writing. That is the inside, it is called as the inside address. So this is the address of the receiver. Who is going to receive your letter? The receiver. And it is placed on the left below the line of the date. So after the line of the date, this should be written. This is called as the inside address. The inside address is not punctuated, and each line of the address begins on the left margin. So the inside address is the principal, Government Degree College, Vanaparthi. Okay. So the principal, Government Degree College, Vanaparthi. There are no commas, there are no full stops. Okay, no punctuations. And the next part of the letter is called as salutation. So, what is this salutation? The most common forms of salutation is an official letter. In an official letter, how should be the salutation? Salutation means how you are greeting. Dear sir or dear sirs, if an organization and not a specific individual is being addressed. If it is an organization, there are so many managers there, so you can write dear sirs. So if you are writing to the principal of a college, he is the only one single head, so that's why you can write as dear sir if an organization and not a specific individual is being addressed. And you can write dear madam. In case you do not know whether the person to whom the letter is being sent is a man or a woman, you don't know. but you are writing the letter, an official letter, and you don't know whether he is a man or she is a woman, then you can write dear sir oblique madam, like that you can address. Okay, can be used. So this is called as the salutation. If you know the name of the person you are writing to, you can address the person by his or her name accompanied by a title, as in dear Miss Uma Verma or dear Dr. Krishnan. Okay, so if you know the name of the person whom you are writing, then you can address the person by writing the name, dear Miss Uma Verma or dear Dr. Krishnan. So like that you can write. So here on the slide you can see dear sir. This is called as salutation. That means uh, you are giving honor or respect to that particular person. And after that comes the subject. Why subject? Because it is an official letter, so that is why subject is very very important. Okay, so this part is a feature of all kinds of official letters. It is a brief statement of the subject of the letter, what it is about, and it is placed below the salutation. After salutation comes the subject. Okay, so you have to write sub, and then you can write it as you can put a colon and you can write. So what is the subject? Request for the issue of transfer certificate, memorandum of marks. So that should be very brief. It is a brief statement of the subject of the letter. So this part is, it is a feature of all kinds of official letters, and what you are stating in a paragraph, what it is about, that you have to write in the subject. Okay, and it is placed, you have to remember that it is placed under salutation. Okay, so then comes the main body. Okay, you can see here with reference to the subject cited. So that is called as the main part of any letter. So, this is the main part of any letter. The contents of an official letter should be brief, it should be clear, it should be precise and complete with respect to the information being conveyed. What is equally important is that your letter must be polite, even when refusing an offer or saying something difficult for the receiver to accept. Although official letters are written in a formal style, it is best to avoid using outdated fixed expressions such as yours of even date to hand. So I told you that this is called as the main part of the letter, and it is also called as the body of the letter. And the contents of an official letter, how they should be very brief. Brief means they should be very short. Don't write very big lengthy Ramayana Mahabharata. Okay, so they should be very brief and they should be very clear for the person who is reading your letter, and it should be precise, very short, and complete with respect to the information being conveyed. So, what is the information that you want to convey? Please write down. Then, what is equally important in that? Your letter must be very, very polite. It should be very polite because this is a formal letter and you are writing to the higher officials. Okay, so although official letters they are written in a formal style, it is better to avoid using outdated fixed expressions. Okay, outdated fixed expressions, you should completely avoid them in formal letters. So what are those outdated expressions? Yours of even date to the hand, or I beg you, all these are called as outdated fixed expressions. Those you should not use in the current or modern style of writing these letters, official letters. Then comes the complementary clause. So, the complementary clause, the expression usually used to close official letters that begin with the salutation, dear sir, and others of the same kind, is yours faithfully, but in cases where the receiver is addressed by his her title and name, the complementary clause is yours sincerely. Note that forms like yours respectfully, yours obediently, your obedient servant are now considered old fashioned. So now you can see here in this letter on the slide, yours faithfully is written. So that yours faithfully is only called as complementary clause. So the expression usually used to close official letters, they have to begin with the salutation, dear sir, and others of the same kind is yours faithfully. Okay, so that is the way how you close the letter. But in cases where the receiver is addressed by his her title and name, then the complementary clause will be yours sincerely. So you have to note the forms like yours respectfully, yours obediently, yours obedient servant, all these they are considered as old fashioned. They are old fashioned, so please don't use them. Note that forms like yours respectfully, yours obediently, your obedient servant, please don't use them. Just write yours faithfully or yours sincerely, whichever is apt. Then you can see the signature here, M. Sharath. Okay, the signature. So how you some signatures you cannot understand. Okay, they will be doing those signatures like that. So signature is official letters must have the full signature with the person's name and designation in two separate lines below it. If the name of the company is mentioned, it appears below the signature of its representative who writes the letter. If an employee signs a letter on behalf of a senior colleague, the name and designation of the senior colleague is given below the signature and name of the person signing the letter. So, official letters always you have to remember that it should be a full signature and it should be not an initial signature. The full complete signature you have to do, and then here again the name is written after the signature like M. Sharath. So you have to write your full name there, and then if there is if your company, if you are working in a company, you can mention your company's name there below the, but it should be below the signature who writes the letter. And then if the employee signs a letter on behalf of a senior colleague, if if this letter it is signed by a senior colleague on your behalf, then the name of and the designation of that senior colleague is given below the signature and name of the person signing the letter. So this you have to remember. Okay, so this is the signature part. So in addition to these 8 parts, some official letters they have all or some of the following. So these are the 8 parts of the letter we have seen. So the first one is the sender's address. You have seen M. Sharath, Government Degree College, Manapati, and then the date 15th April 2016 is the second, and inside address is the principal, that is the third one, and the fourth one is the salutation, dear sir, and the fifth one is the subject, what is your request, and what is the main purpose of writing, that you have to write in the subject, that is the fifth one, and the sixth one is the body of the letter, that is the main part of the letter, fifth one, and the sixth one is the complimentary clause, like yours faithfully or yours sincerely, that is the sixth one. And apart from these, you have reference numbers and attention line. Okay, and then you have enclosures and copies, so that we are going to see. So, reference numbers, official letters sent from organizations are assigned numbers that help. So, here reference numbers, official letters sent from organizations are assigned numbers that help in having the letters filed according to their subject. The reference number is placed above the sender's address. So, official letters which are sent from organizations, they are the assigned numbers and they help in having the letters filed according to their subject. They are filed according to the reference numbers, and the reference number, it is placed above the sender's address. You can see here on the slide, the first is the reference number. Okay, you can see after reference number is only the sender's address, and then the next one is attention line. What is this attention line? This sometimes appears above the salutation. Sometimes it will be above the salutation. Okay. It contains the name of the person to whom the letter is to be directed, especially in large organizations. This is the attention line because there are so many managers and there are so many wings and there are so many heads or leaders, so that is why this attention line, excuse me, it is written, that is especially in large organizations. Then the next one is enclosures. So you can see here enclosed number 1 and number 2. So what are these enclosures? This is placed on the left hand margin below the signature line. So after the signature line, you have this enclosed and there is a colon, number 1, number 2. So that is below the signature line. You can list in this part of the official letter the papers you may want to enclose. For example, enclosure 1. So you can see enclosed number 1. So in that number 1 you can write budget for 2021, like that you can write, and number 2 you can write auditor's report. So like that, what are the enclosures that you are sending, that you can write. And then you can see here CC. What are these CC? CC means these are called as copies. So, if copies of the letter are going to other persons, then their names are mentioned below the list of enclosures. If the copies, now the same letter, if they are going to other persons, then their names you have to mention below the list of enclosures. So after enclosed comes CC. CC is nothing but copies which are sent to other persons. Okay, hope you have understood how to write a formal letter. So one more formal letter I am going to tell you. So here on page number 138 and 39, one more formal letter you have, that is a sample of the formal letter you can see. 129 Neeti Apartments, Kasturba Nagar, Warangal 506009. So there's the sender's address, and after that, leave a little space and then write down 15th October 2016. There's the date, and after that, leave a little space and write down the inside address. The inside address is the Inspector of Police, Warangal Railway Station, Warangal 506009. Then after that comes the salutation. Okay, so the salutation is dear sir, and after dear sir just put a comma, and after that leave a little space and write down the subject. Subject is a request to trace missing laptop. This is the little request in the subject, the request to trace missing laptop. And after that comes the main. Okay, that is the main part of the letter or the body of the letter. So on the night of 14th October 2016, I was traveling from Secunderabad to Warangal by the Charminar Superfast Express with a lot of luggage in coach S4 seat 16. The train departed at 7 p.m. from Secunderabad station. There was a huge crowd of passengers due to the Sankranti festival. I reached Warangal station by 9 p.m. Then, after this, the next paragraph. To my shock, I found my laptop missing. When I checked my luggage, it might have been taken by fellow travelers in the train, as I am certain I did not misplace it. I therefore request you to please take necessary action to trace it. Please treat this as a formal complaint. I hope you will be good enough to make enquiries into the missing laptop. So, this is the body of the letter, which is divided into three paragraphs 1, 2, and 3. And then the last line is thank you very much for your help. And after that comes the salutation, yours faithfully, comma, and then after that comes the signature, and after the signature comes the name. Okay, so it is Pallavi M. So in this way you have to write the official letters. I hope you have done with official letters. They are only called as writing formal letters. How to write a letter to the organizations or to the higher authorities, whomsoever it may be concerned. Okay, so this is formal writing, that is writing letters. So thank you.